106th meeting presided over by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kekere-Ekun, has recommended Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun to President Bola Tinubu for appointment as the Chief Justice of Nigeria. Justice Ariwola will be retiring on the 22nd of August after the attainment of 70 years. TVC News senior reporter Celestine Aria takes a look at the process of nomination of a Chief Justice, its long-standing tradition, and who will fill the shoes of Justice Ariwola.
It is a common saying in law that there must not be a vacuum. As one Chief Justice of Nigeria leaves, another is recommended and nominated. Justice Ariwola was born on 22nd August 1954. On 22nd November 2011, he was appointed to the bench of the Supreme Court of Nigeria.
Do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance.
He was appointed Substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria on 27th July 2022, following the resignation of Chief Justice Tanko Mohammed, as he then was, and formally confirmed Chief Justice by the Nigerian Senate on 21st September 2022. The tradition has always been the second in line will succeed the outgoing CJN. There has never been an upset when it comes to succession to the office of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. The Federal Judicial Service Commission will nominate 2 names to the National Judicial Council for recommendation to the President. The names will be placed under priority and reserved. The priority will be the name of the second person in line, while the reserved will be the third person in line. The most preferred candidate is placed under priority, and if there is a reason why such a candidate cannot be recommended, the reserved candidate will then be considered. In this case, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun is the second in line among the justices of the Supreme Court to succeed Justice Ariwola. Her name will be placed on priority, while the third in line, Justice Iyan John Okoro, will be placed on reserved. The committee responsible for screening and recommendation of judges is chaired by the second in line. In this instance, Justice Kekere-Ekun, being the second in line, cannot chair the committee that will oversee her screening. The chairmanship position moves to the third in line. Justice Iyan John Okoro, who will also be screened, cannot also chair the committee as he is a reserved candidate. The chairmanship position then goes to the third in line, which is Justice Uwani Musa Abaji. If this age-long tradition is followed, Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun will become the next Chief Justice of Nigeria and the second female Chief Justice Nigeria will have after Justice Aloma Mariam Mutar. The first female Chief Justice of Nigeria was sworn in on 16th July 2012 by former President Goodluck Jonathan as the 13th Indigenous Chief Justice of Nigeria and conferred on her Nigerian National Honor of the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. She was the Chief Justice of Nigeria from July 2012 to November 2014. Celestine Aria, TVC News, Abuja.
For further perspective, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Babatunde Ogala, joins me on the news. Good to have you join us on TVC News at 7. I'm sure you listened to that report from our reporter. How do you convince ethnic bigots who believe that this is orchestrated to make a particular region head the executive and the judiciary?
Is that for me?
Yes, please.
What did you just say again? Can you take it again, please?
Yes, I'm asking about how you get to convince ethnic bigots who believe that this might just have been orchestrated in order to make a particular region of the country head both the executive and the judiciary.
If I understand you well, perhaps you are referring to the bogus petition that was purportedly filed by a group.
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Well, like I've just described it, it is a bogus petition which has been sent to the Code of Conduct Bureau by perhaps a faceless group a group of persons who call themselves Ududu or whatever, that are just bent on perhaps disrupting the smooth flow and the smooth transition in the judiciary and creating unnecessary tension. Like I think the secretary of the CCB rightly said, he said, well, the petition has been sent, they would investigate, and I believe the investigation will also include the identity of the petitioners who are expected to come back and perhaps depose to some affidavits to verify the allegations they are making. In my humble opinion, if what I read in the papers is anything to go by, it is a very, very, very misplaced petition. And I say that with all sense of responsibility because I refer to the fact that they said that she didn't swear to make a declaration when she was appointed the chairman of the robbery tribunal in Lagos just after her appointment as a judge. Perhaps they need to be told and need to be educated that appointment as the chairman of a tribunal is just a ad hoc position, and what she was doing there was in her capacity as a judge of the High Court of Lagos State. Would the then law prescribe that the tribunal is to be headed by a judge? It's like saying the judge is asked to go and preside over an election petition tribunal now, and you expect that person to go and depose to go and make a declaration of assets before ascending or going to preside over the election petition tribunal. It's in my humble opinion, if like I said, what I read in the paper is anything to go by. Just some gaslighting and a crop of people who just want to maybe seek attention and cause some unnecessary tension in the transition process.
All right, and now that the Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun has been recommended to the president, does anybody have option of rejecting this recommendation?
Well, the president has an option to reject because it is what it is. He is the appointing authority, albeit premised upon the recommendation of the National Judicial Council, which has rightly made that recommendation. And if the president finds no reason not to appoint her, he will go ahead and make the appointment and recommend her to the Senate for subsequent confirmation. So it's a recommendation to the president, who accepts the recommendation and then sends it to the Senate for screening, and that's another body that has to either clear or decline confirmation of the candidate, and then to revert back to the president, who now gives the final approval and subsequent swearing in. But I don't see, if Justice Kudirat Kekere-Ekun is the Justice Kekere-Ekun that we've all known over the years in our career on the bench, I can say for free and with all fiber in my being that she's perhaps one of the best jurists we've had. She's unblemished. She's somebody that one can say is as clean as a flute. She's straight. And I don't see anything stopping her. So I think for now she will possibly go in as acting CJN, pending when the confirmation is sought from the Senate and approved by the Senate. Hopefully, I don't see anything stopping Justice Kekere-Ekun from being the next Chief Justice of Nigeria. She is perhaps one of the best we've had.
I hear you.
Looking at the quality of her judgments and her career paths and the integrity she has espoused over the years.
Yes, I hear you, and you've just reeled out some of the qualities of Justice Kekere-Ekun. She's known to be a hardliner. So are we expecting some sanitization in the judiciary, with this recommendation? If you can hear me, Mr. Ogala, I'm talking about the task. I'm talking about the task ahead of her if we're expecting some level of sanitization of the judiciary.
Oh, the task ahead of her. The task is enormous. The judiciary, unfortunately, has been the whipping dog of some naysayers, especially when it has come to election-related matters. They've wrongly, maliciously accused the judiciary of all manner of things. But I'm sure she is also going to, we all know our judicial process needs continuous reforms and improvement, like any other system. And I'm sure Justice Kekere-Ekun, if the Justice Kekere-Ekun we know, is one that is reform-minded. She's a very highly experienced jurist. She has risen from the very base, from being a magistrate through to the High Court, the Court of Appeal, to the Supreme Court, and now the Chief Justice of Nigeria. I'm sure she's gone through it all. She understands the system. She will know the problems. And she has a wide network. She would have built relationships and profile judiciary. And I see her bringing in some reforms. I see her following the global trend in judicial practice. I see her bringing a lot of integrity into the judiciary, because she herself is somebody that one would describe as a jurist with very high integrity. I see her bringing in reforms. I see her improving on the quality of service that is offered by the judiciary. And she is also a very, very, very sound judge. So that also will be brought to bear on the quality of judgments, the quality of work.
Yes, Mr. Ogala.
Of course, the general quality of the judiciary going forward.
Yes, Babatunde Ogala, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, thank you so much for talking to us.
The expectations are high, and I'm confident that she won't let us down.
All right, thank you for talking to us, Mr. Babatunde Ogala, Senior Advocate of Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
When TVC News at 7 returns, President Tinubu advises African leaders to make deliberate efforts in addressing the exodus of